Weltranglistenplatz Nummer 46, den kennt ihr alle. The Artist, Kevin Painter. Kevin Painter hat gestern noch Simon Whitlock bezwungen, die Nummer 16 der Welt. Heute tritt er an gegen die Nummer 17. Er kommt aus Wales, hat zuletzt den nächsten Schritt in seiner Karriere geschafft und ein Major-Finale erreicht bei den UK Open. Wir freuen uns, dass er hier ist. The Iceman, Gerwyn Price.
I go crazy when I hear a cymbal and a hi-hat with a souped-up tempo. I'm on a roll. It's time to go solo.
And Jan Dekker failed to do, which was become a seeded player to reach the quarter-finals. The Artist takes on the Iceman Gerwyn Price here in our penultimate last 16 clash of this Sunday afternoon in Hildesheim. And Rob Malarkey joins me to talk you through it. And Rob, with a tournament average of about 87, you feel Kevin Painter may need to up his game for this one?
Yes, on the face of it, a 6-2 win over Simon Whitlock is certainly impressive given the way that Whitlock's been playing of late, but when you break it down and look at the stats, an average of 88 in that match yesterday, 6 from 23 on his doubles, although, as we've seen today, you know, averages of that nature and doubles of that nature as well, stats have been enough today. It's really difficult to weigh up. All the players so far have not really brought their A game, maybe the exception of Ian White, who perhaps produced the best stats of the day so far. But certainly room for improvements from the majority for later on of those who have got through. So I think Painter has a tough assignment ahead of him, but having beaten Whitlock and having come through a very tough first round match,
first leg Gerwyn to throw first. Game on!
He may well fancy his chances, but Gerwyn Price is another confident player right now. A man who contested the first TV final of his career against Peter Wright at the UK Open recently. And another player on the crest of a wave at this particular moment in time. So it remains to be seen. I think you can make a case for either, put it that way.
Here's a man in form, Gerwyn Price. Kevin Painter did reach a semi-final at a UK Open qualifier in February, but before then he hadn't been as far as the last 8 in anything since 2015. So really looking to rediscover the kind of form that has seen him reach the later stages of, well, nearly every big major tournament.
As for Price, he's had a fairly lengthy time away from the stage. He was on first yesterday against Krzysztof Ratajski, winning that one 6-1. He wasn't on stage for long either. Lost the first leg, but bounced back by reeling off the next 6. Couple of, well, 3 very eye-catching checkouts yesterday. 2 of 112 and 1 of 118, an average of 99. Difficult to read too much into it, given he was playing Krzysztof Ratajski. But a win's a win.
Well, great set-up shot there from Gerwyn Price, and he certainly enjoyed it himself. Yes, Rob, you said he wasn't on stage long. 15 minutes the match time for that one. An absolute edge compared to the other Gerwyn yesterday, Michael van Gerwen, who did it in less than 10.
Yeah, against Watermaner. Van Gerwen on stage for slightly longer against Cristo Reyes today, but coming through the top seed, the defending, sorry, the champion of 2 years ago, the world champion, as Gerwyn Price looks to secure his place in the quarterfinals. He made the quarterfinals of a couple of Euro Tour events last year, but Kevin Painter just giving us an illustration of what he can do when the mood takes him.
Yeah, the defending champion has been knocked out. Alan Norris defeated by Belgium's Kim Huybrechts, who's looking to win his 3rd European Tour title. Price and Painter both
60.
Aiming for their first.
Yeah, Gerwyn's never been beyond the quarterfinals of a Euro Tour event. Made the last 8 in Gibraltar in 2015 as well. 2 appearances in the last 8 last year also. Had to come through qualifying for a few events last year before he became one of the seeded players via the Pro Tour Order of Merit. Didn't qualify at all for Munich or indeed the European match play in Hamburg.
Yeah, reached the UK Open final, and then we We saw he followed that up with a run to the semi-final of one of the Players' Championship events. He lost out to Rob Cross, who became the latest new name to win a PDC title a fortnight ago in Barnsley.
Yep.
Watch out for him having a run towards the European Tour later this year. But right now, Gerwyn Price looking to put the pressure on this 96 finish.
So 2 darts away potentially, and 1 dart away now. Double 18 to level the match. Double 9, he doesn't like that. The grimace is there, the snarl is there, but the double 9 is there as well. And that was a good hole from Painter, because he was under a fair degree of pressure with Price just getting into contention in that particular leg.
Suljevic or Cullen will be the quarter-final opponent for the winner of this match.
55.
That'll be the final game of this afternoon's session. The tournament played out in its entirety. Saw the first round on Friday, second round yesterday, but to win today, you've got to win 4 matches. And maybe we have seen a few players feeding their way into the tournament this afternoon. It's a different prospect to prepare for a potential 4 matches than it is for 1.
Yeah, and I suppose there is an argument, if you are going to have a sluggish performance, get it out of the way early on. Come through, obviously, but, you know, build on that.
96.
The first round losers get £1,000, by the way, and it continues to go up by 1,000 until
60.
the semi-finals, when it makes a £2,000 jump to £6 grand, and then 10 for the runner-up, 25 for the winner.
Yeah, an increase in prize money for the semi-finalists this year from £5,000 last time around.
132.
So Price down to the biggest finish of the lots.
100. Going to require 170.
Well, will he go for it? He's a bit of a showman, isn't he, Gerwyn Price? We won't find out on this occasion.
Yeah, he won't get the opportunity. He'll just look to
58.
set this one up as best he can. That could have been a lot better. Maybe just half a chance here for Painter. Could have done without that, though.
55.
Well, there we see
Going to require
a look of absolute
112.
disgust on the face of Kevin Painter there.
Well, again, Kevin Painter averaging in the mid-80s. This can still go from Gerwyn Price. Can't now, so Painter
96.
will need to produce a big finish
Going to require 150.
if he's going to grab an early break of throw.
It is good to see Kevin Painter doing some good stuff on the European stage, though. Former World
96.
Championship finalist from 2004. Good to see him involved in the latter stages here this weekend.
Game shown the 3rd leg. Going
Price edges back ahead.
Full flank Kevin.
His
to
best run
first.
before that UK Open final was in a major tournament, was a run to the quarter-finals of the World Match Play in 2015. Really announced himself on the big stage then, and we mentioned it a few times over the weekend, Rob, but he is really a rapid success story since switching from rugby to dart.
Absolutely.
Painter, an evergreen competitor, been around for such a long time.
43.
Almost unheard of to see the kind of darting doldrums where he's found himself for the last couple of years. He's outside the top 32 by some distance in the order of merit right now, Kevin Painter. He did get a place at the World Championship this year and won his first match before losing to Phil Taylor. That was a bit of a Brucey bonus for Kevin because Kyle Anderson had visa problems and wasn't able to compete.
99.
Did make the semi-finals of a European Tour event 3 years ago. He lost to Peter Wright in the semi-finals 6-5 in Dusseldorf in the European Open. Wright went on to lift the trophy that year as well.
81.
But just one third-round appearance in Europe last year. That was at the German Masters in Munich. He went down to Van Gerwen in the last 16 on the final day, 6-3.
30.
Just missed out on qualifying for the European Championship by the European Tour Order of Merit. The tournaments he failed to qualify for ultimately did the damage,
140.
as did a second-round defeat by Ian White here in the final events of last year, last October.
60.
So Jamie Caven qualified
Going
instead.
require 136.
A victory against White would have seen him qualify. It would have been enough on the count back at the expense of Caven, but
60.
certainly putting in a better showing this time around, Kevin Painter, but in danger here of suffering a break of throw. He's on 209, Price lurking on 76, and Painter just takes a step back here just to recalibrate and just refocus.
80. Going to require
Yeah, well,
76.
Gerwyn Price only lost one leg in the first match, and he could be on the brink of a break. We'll get one dart at double top to achieve that now. Well, I think it bounced out of the single number or perhaps even the other dart, but 129 is not the easiest of checkouts, so he will hope to be back.
Yep, 72 remaining. Well, he won't be checking out just yet.
Some players like the 2 double-18 route there if your opponent's on a one dart finish.
Yeah.
40.
But that's why it's one of those tricky finishes.
Sorry, 121. Last score. Going to require 40.
Yeah, Kevin doing the right thing and making sure his score's corrected immediately. Gerwyn
James
Price
Sharp, the full
unfazed
flag.
by the
Gerwyn
shenanigans.
Price. Fifth leg going to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, because once the players resumed, it's too late. But it mattered not in the end. Gerwyn Price takes out double top for a 3-1 lead. He has the break.
55.
And Painter sluggish at the outset of this one as well. Already a sizable cushion, and Price is embellishing it here with a ton 80. And already it's a long way back for Kevin Painter. Needs to respond in kind, and he may well do just that. There you go.
Well, it's caught light all of a sudden. Price's first maximum, followed by Painter's second.
92.
And now, despite the 180 from Painter, Price's prior one has helped him
Going to require 94.
set up a potential 11 darter. Will have to be 12. Could be. Well,
78.
Painter will get a shot.
Kevin, you require
And what a way this would be to break back.
But it won't happen. Painter once again hoping that Price
60.
can slip up, but
Going to require
3
60.
cracks here at double eights. Double 4.
Game shot
And
the
it's
fifth leg.
4-1, and it's a long way back now for
Kevin to throw
Kevin Painter. Just the one break effectively, but 4-1 does look a sizable lead, however
77.
you break it down.
One red and 40.
And a good solid start against the darts again from Gerwyn Price. Painter really needs to pummel another one in there. And he does.
Well, he needed that after another sluggish start to this 6th leg. And Gerwyn Price has just come off the rails here momentarily. 29 scored there.
Hasn't chucked a single 140 yet, Kevin Painter. 4 tons and 3 maximums.
82.
Gerwyn Price has had 5 140s, which suggests why he's been down to finishes a lot quicker than his opponent in most legs.
43.
Well, Painter's left himself a bogey number here, but Price is stranded on 289, and Painter can't make any significant inroads here anyway.
28.
Oh dear. Well, maybe it's just as well he did have that cushion to start off with, because it could well be chipped away at here.
Yeah, 180 in the leg, but a couple of loose visits. Darts flying into the 5, and Price is going to punish.
One red and 40.
Well,
Kevin, you require 135.
similar outshots left. Is this one going to go? 54, leaves 80. And he goes for 2 double tops.
Well, he got one of them.
114. Going require 149.
And that would really hurt if Price were to take this out. You wouldn't put it past him at this moment in time. It won't happen now.
89.
Well, we saw him do it at the UK Open, didn't we? The 160 to beat Ian White in a deciding leg. If anyone would question if Gerwyn Price has got the nerve
Game shown the 6th.
He answered it then.
Kevin Painter.
Kevin Painter
Going to throw first.
has managed to take more legs off Price than his previous opponent, Krzysztof Ratajski, did. But here comes Price.
139.
Just
120.
another loose visit from Painter, and they are creeping up the tally of them. And here's another one as well. He's straight over into the 5-bed this time. Better recovery on the 19s with 2
120
in the treble bed.
Yeah, there has been too many of those, Rob. Price has stayed pretty straight for the majority of the match. We see Painter find a few darts sort of drifting generally into the 5 rather than the 1. So I'm not sure what the technical reason for that is.
140. Going to require 142.
Well, that's a loose visit from Gerwyn Price.
Yeah, it certainly is.
It's a little chance, this. It's a little chance. Price may take at the 115, it may be academic, but Painter is going to leave himself handy anyway.
139.
But it is a chance, this. Pressure is on Price.
15.
Yeah, it certainly is. Treble 19 would have left double 8, but he's in good position here anyway, unless
75.
Price takes out the
Kevin
115, which he
Durant,
doesn't,
54.
and Painter here, all of a sudden, is really back in contention. A chance to break here. 2 darts away, potentially. Tops
Game
to
shown
get
the
himself back in the
7th.
match. He's still got work to do, but it's a very, very significant step in the right direction for Kevin Painter. 4-1 down, he's retrieved the break. But a hold here would level the match.
Well, he came for a battle against Stephen Burton, but produced a classy deciding leg, and then
60.
Simon Whitlock never really turned up with regard to the kind of form that Simon Whitlock's been in so far this year. And Kevin Painter took full advantage.
125.
And it's looked like an absolute cruise for Gerwyn Price until that point there. One missed start to be 5-2 up. Instead, it's back on throw and Painter looking
43.
to level.
Yeah, and often you can look back and easily spot where the turning point is, and that's precisely it. Obviously, Gerwyn Price will hopefully ensure it's not a significant turning point by getting himself up and running once again here. But Kevin Painter had his fair share of tussles in qualifying for this event before the tournament
78.
itself. Ricky Williams 6-5 in his first round qualifier. Alan Taban and John Henderson as well, 6-4 the pair.
Yeah, I mean, if you add the qualifiers in, he's got to win an awful lot of games to get to the final of a tournament like this, but it's some decent names that he will have beaten along the way. And, you know, it's not all about averages, is it? It's about getting to 6 legs first.
153.
A few times Price has fired in the first start of a big combination, but not been able to follow it with a second. However, that's a fantastic setup shot. And all Painter can do is hit and hope.
140.
Well, that's given him something to cling to, but Gerwyn Price here, 3 darts at double 10, although he's been forced upstairs to double 5, and he split it as well. And Painter with a real spring in his step as he stepped away from the table.
Well, I tell you what, his trademark saying, Kevin Painter, is how'd you look, and it might just be in today.
Game shiny 8.
Well, he's making the most of it. Still had to satisfy his side of the equation, Chris, and he's done that with 2 darts there, and look what it means. He's getting the crowd going as well, and
100.
he's given the crowd a reason to cheer and a reason to get involved in this best of 3 match now.
Or does he think he's got Gerwyn Price?
Well, he's got the momentum, 4-1 down, he's won 3 on the spin. Still effectively has to find another break here with Price having thrown first, but he's clearly got the tail between his legs here.
Yeah, he's G'd himself up, Kevin Painter.
I meant the bit between his teeth. I got my metaphors mixed up there.
We've all done it.
It's a whole new kettle of ball games now, though, Chris. I'll go back to my old favourite. Anyway,
97.
it's very much in the balance, this one.
Certainly is, and Price needs a treble to leave any kind of finish here.
100.
Does that. Now, Painter. A ton would leave him in the same vicinity. But now we'd be hoping for much more than that.
100. Going
well.
to require 167.
What a time this would be to produce the big one. Doesn't find the treble 19.
Again, first start in, but second not. Benito van der Pas found the bullseye earlier on for a 161. That's the highest checkout of the tournament so far.
95.
So for Painter to break here, he may have to go one better. He's going the 19s route, and it's not worked out for him. It was pretty close.
Often the way, isn't it? If you hit the first treble 19, you've got a good
69
positioner for the
scored.
second one, yeah. So it makes sense perhaps to do it the 19s way, but he's just plotting his route to glory here.
Well, he's got 95 left, so he knows that if he goes for 57, he's going to leave double 19, which is an awkward double.
Yeah. But again, it keeps him in that vicinity, and maybe if he's honed in, well, he's gone elsewhere anyway.
123.
Well,
Going to require 72.
I'm amazed they hit a treble there because it took him so long to decide which route to go. And Gerwyn Price has put a loose start there. It'll still allow him a dart at a double.
Game
And
shot
he's landed it.
Hey!
And he's
Look at that.
outroared his opponent.
What a
Take
reaction
that,
from
Kevin
Gerwyn
in
Price.
front first.
No doubt
Game on.
as to what that meant to him.
And from where he was standing, he kind of did that in Kevin Painter's face a little bit, didn't he?
95.
You could see every vein bulging in his neck there as he celebrated that one. 5-4, he's got his nose back in front, and
95.
he's just stopped that tide of Painter legs, hasn't he? 3 on the spin he secured.
Still, it's in Painter's power to force a
100.
decider. Got to throw in this one. 95 followed by a ton. It is his best performance of the weekend so
60.
far. Average now above the 90 mark for the first time. And it's going to be much, much higher.
139.
Down to a finish then, and he will have a couple of visits at least to force an 11th and deciding leg.
Kevin, you require 167.
I just want to see, Rob, what kind of reaction Kevin Painter lets out if he does win this leg. Making hard work of it. Very, very hard work.
Just coming at the worst possible time. Not sure what was said or what happened there.
Or was it someone in the crowd, or was he looking at Gerwyn there? I couldn't quite tell. And now Price looking to punish.
98. Kevin, you require 156.
Tension is tangible here. Painter's celebrations on hold as far as this leg is concerned, but that is absolutely perfect. As far as the setup is concerned, he'll be hoping to God that Gerwyn Price does not finish it off here, but just look at Gerwyn Price go. Tops he wants for the match, and tops he takes. A 148 checkout from Gerwyn Price, and a sickening, devastating blow for Kevin Painter, who must have been very confident indeed of at least being given the chance to salvage the situation in the deciding leg, but Gerwyn Price was having absolutely none of that. A wonderful way to finish things off. 2 very stylish checkouts from Gerwyn Price there to seal the match. He was paid back to 4 apiece, but a checkout of 72, and the icing on the cake, 148, sees Gerwyn Price once again into the quarterfinals on the European Tour. Suljovic or Cullen lie in wait for him. We'll hear from him now.
Yeah, I started missing doubles here and there. And I don't know what happened. No, fair play to Kevin. He dug in deep and he got it back to 4-all. But I knew if I kept scoring as well as I was going to get chances. And
The 148 was not too bad, huh?
pretty good.
Gerwyn, you were a rugby player, we know that. when did you actually start playing darts? As a kid as well, or later?
No, I probably started playing darts about 5 years ago, and I've always played rugby since I was a young boy, and I never really had any interest in darts, and hence my name, the Iceman. I never really knew Alan Warner, that's why I had the name, otherwise I wouldn't have had it. But no, I only started playing darts about 5 years ago, and here I am.
Unbelievable. Good story. See you later again. Thank you, Gerwyn Price. Gerwyn Price sagt,